Welcome back to episode number 5 of the 3DMPs podcast. Today we're going to continue our ongoing list. We got the top 15 shooting guards, and then we're going to have a fun little draft that I think you are all going to enjoy. Today we're here with myself, Jack, your host. We got our honorary short king, Corey. We got a man who I'd say touches himself thinking about LeBron and also fakes trick shots. We got Lucky.
I never faked a trick shot.
Um, as you guys know, we start every video with our quote of the week, and I have big news. Corey has come prepared to an episode and has a quote ready to go.
What?
So I think we're going to let him go first.
With
I think we should.
the shortest quote of all time, mind you. It is simple, but I'll be shocked if you know who originally said this, because this is said all over basketball. Whenever you're playing pickup, well, just a good old ball don't lie.
Rasheed Wallace.
Fuck, really?
Shit.
Of course you knew that. Of course you knew that.
You know what's funny? When I was watching my team play the other week, I
So
said
annoying.
ball don't lie like 4 times and the ref kept laughing.
It's just such a good saying now, but I didn't know you would know exactly who. Fuck my life.
That was a good one. That was a
This
good one.
is
It
just
lasted
bullshit.
lasted
Lasted
longer
longer
than I
than
did.
me.
About 4 seconds. All right, Lucky,
4
you want
rounds.
to go next, or you want me to go?
You can go.
Okay, my quote
Yeah.
is:
Didn't know.
I'd rather take a contested shot than an open shot any day. It's kind of boring when you take open shots.
J.R. Smith.
Correct.
Corey Walker. Oh,
You know, it's the shooting guards list. I had to give grace to my second favorite shooting guard of all time. Obviously behind
The Henny God.
24. But
The
yeah,
Henny God.
J.R. Smith, who I
um,
model my game after.
okay. My quote. I just lost 35,000, so I've got to get it back somehow.
Who
I
gambles a
feel like
lot?
I've heard this before, but I can't remember who just said it.
You
Josh
want-
Hart. I don't know.
No. Corey, take a guess.
I'm trying to think who has been out of the league for like scamming.
Yeah, is that an old player?
35,000 is very.
I'll give you a hint. This was said last season.
Trying to think of his name.
To the coach.
No, it's a player.
I was going to say Chauncey Billups. Corey, just chuck a guess out
Michael
there.
Beasley. Is that his?
No. So this player said this after he went off in one of the in-season tournament games. So obviously, when you win the in-season tournament, you get a bonus check.
Okay, Alvarado.
He got fined, and then not long after, he had a really good in-season tournament game.
I remember this, but I don't remember this.
You said they won the in-season tournament.
No,
so
he didn't. They didn't win.
No.
They didn't win. He just had a good
Oh.
game to help them get to the next level. It was in the quarterfinal. He had a really good game.
Could be one of 8 teams. If I'm doing the math correctly. I know it. Is it Jaden? No, not Jaden McDaniels.
Do you want a massive hint?
Yeah, come on.
He was born in the dark.
It's Desmond Bain.
It's Desmond Bain. Desmond
Okay, I
Bain
would
got
never have got
fined.
that if you didn't give me a hint.
He got fined 35,000 when he threw the ball at OG when he was out of bounds.
That's
Remember?
right.
He
That's
pegged the
right.
ball
Oh,
at
yeah.
OG. And then he went off for 37 in the quarterfinal. And after the game, he said, "I just lost 35 grand. I got to get it back somehow."
Yeah, that's right. I know it, but I would never.
I knew that
remember
was a hard one. That's why I wanted to go last.
it. Yeah. Well, I knew I picked an easy one this week. I just love J.R. Smith too much. So those were our quotes for the week. With me and Corey's, you probably didn't have much time to think about who it was, but maybe we'll pick a bit of a harder one next week.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll get into the main part of the video. I have not seen this list.
I just want to say,
Ryan has done the math.
I just want to say something. These rankings were so much harder than the point guard.
Oh yeah, there's too
Because
many different types of players.
Yeah, it depends what you value more. So I found it hard ranking who's the best when they're all completely different players.
Yeah. And like, yeah, all the point guards, Corey, you go.
I made my list once. Um, so if anything is wrong, like all the other lists, my bad. From here on, I'm sorry. That's all. That's it. That's
From
all.
here on, you're just sorry.
I'm sorry for if something is terribly wrong with all my drafts.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, shout out to Jai. He's done the math again. Big man, big man team. We all sent our list to him. And I've just opened it, so now I can see. I have the list. And we shall start at number 15.
Oh God.
So at number 15, we have RJ Barrett.
Oh,
So just to tell you all, me and Lockie had him exactly at 15.
I had him at
And
14.
Corey had him at 13.
Oh, 13. Nah.
So, Corey, would you like to go first? You had him a little bit higher than us.
Yeah, I think the two players I put under him um, are just not, in my eyes, better. That's realistically all I can say. I think from what I remember, I'll look at my list now, but I
Yeah,
think
you
it's
can pull up your list, please.
two players that can go off for a lot of points, but also, yeah, I don't know. Just give me 2 seconds.
Okay. Well, I'll talk about RJ Barrett
Oh, yeah,
because
no, no, no.
I
No, you go, you go. I'm just
okay.
looking at my
Well,
list.
I kind of switched him out last minute. Um, I'll just say who I had there. I had Nemhard there before, and then I realized I'm probably ranking Nemhard too highly off the season he had last year. His probably numbers are all going to dip with Halliburton back. So I did give RJ. Um, I think I was just tripping with that, so I gave him that last spot. I think he's well deserving of number 15 on my list anyway.
Yeah, no, I had the player you just said just above him for our
Yeah,
next.
you had Nemhard at 14,
Yeah,
just
so
behind RJ at 13.
I mean, I'm not too far away from you blokes, but I just feel like RJ's a better player than both. The player I do have at 15, he is a great player. He's just
Yeah.
also on a team that doesn't use him well, in my opinion.
Well,
They
Yeah,
might this season, but I don't really expect that team to give him what he should. So,
yeah. I can say you had Matherin at 15.
yeah.
Who me and Lockie didn't have on our list. But so you had RJ
he,
just above Nemhard and Matherin.
okay. For me, I think RJ, I looked at his stats in the playoffs last year, he averaged 24 a game, which was a
Yeah.
5 point increase. He looked really good in that first round. He obviously Ingram struggled and he stepped up and he looked like their main guy. Hit a game winner too. Um, yeah, he looked a lot more aggressive than he normally is. And I was debating between like, do I project him to even be higher? Because will that, boost his confidence? Will he finally be able to take that jump? I put him at 15 because I think it's like a safe bet. I still wanted to give him props for how well he played, but I just think considering the guys I have ahead of him have shown me that they can play at that level consistently.
Mhm.
I think that's why I put him below them. But yeah,
Yeah. Um, well, let's get into the next guy so we can start kind of debating between people. At 14, our collective was Mikael Bridges. So I had Bridges exactly at 14. Corey had him at 11 as a New York Knicks fan. And Lockie had Bridges at 12. So you guys are a bit higher on him. Corey, would you like to speak on your Knicks
Well,
player yourself?
I don't feel as bad at putting him 11 now that I heard Lockie went 12. That makes me feel a bit better. I feel like I, I am a Knicks fan and I do like Mikel, but he's very hit or miss. He's either playing really well or he's not. So that's why he's a bit like lower on my list. Um, but yeah, I just think with the players that we had in the pool, I couldn't really put him any lower than 11. Like the top 10, I think are pretty straightforward, in my opinion. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I couldn't have him any lower as a Knicks fan. It'd be pretty rude.
Yeah, NBA champion Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
Lockie, you had him at 12.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just think obviously it's hard to rank these guys because they're different roles.
Mm-hmm.
But comparing him to like an RJ Barrett, I think Mikel's better at being a fourth option on a championship team, which we just saw, than RJ is at being a second or third. I just think he's better in that role and he's in the right situation. The the big flaws with Mikel is his lack of self-creation, and we saw that a lot in the playoffs when Brunson and Cat weren't on the floor. Bridges could not create for himself. He's a guy who does well, he gets his points within the flow of the offense. He's not exactly someone who can do it himself, but I think his ability to be that kind of connector guy, his ability to defend multiple positions, I think that's just so valuable, and that's why I
Mm-hmm.
have that high.
Yeah, the reason I kind of had him a bit lower than you guys is the people above him, I just like a bit more. And I did toss between, he was going to be 13. I switched it very last minute between the next guy we're about to talk about because I just wanted to give that guy credit who's coming off a career year. I'll talk about it now. It's Norman Powell. I put him one spot ahead of Bridges. Well, I think Bridges is just a bit inconsistent. I think he's the perfect role player for that fourth option. But I just wanted to give credit to Norman Powell. I think his skill set is probably just a bit better. But in terms of who I'd want on the championship team, I'd probably want Mikal Bridges. But yeah, Norman Powell was at 13. I had him at 13. Uh, Lockie had him at 14. Corey
I
had
had
him
him
at
at
6.
yeah, I had him really high.
So Corey is very high on Norman Powell.
But he also just came off being an all-star and he's on a pretty bad team, so I don't see him not having a
Yeah.
great season. Like
I mean, to be fair, like I think the top five are very much the top five in this list, and then everything else is to your liking. So Corey obviously likes Norman Powell very much. Um,
I know what player is in your guys' top five, and that's fair. But I just think because he's on such a bad team, that he's going to get a lot more opportunity to score more, and that's why he's higher. Most of my shooting guards are just for how much they're going to score on that team, realistically. Um, but I know there's going to be some debates on some of these players I've got on
okay.
the not the top five. So this is going to be great.
Yeah. I think, yeah, between Powell and Bridges, I kind of tossed and turned, but I ended up just giving it to Powell because I think he just had such a good year. I mean, he got kind of slighted in the second half of the year. Spoelstra stopped playing him. So his stats even look worse than what they really were. Um, but yeah, I like Norman Powell. I don't think he'll probably make the list next year. So I wanted to give him a bit of a push for this year.
Yeah, I think Norman Powell's great. Obviously, I'm a Heat fan. He was really good for us last year, but he was in a shit position because him and Tyler didn't seem like they could really coexist. I'm kind of mad that we lost him, and I think if he would have been on the Heat going into next season, I would have put him a lot higher. But because he's on a bad team, I get what Corey's saying with him being able to score more. But I also think the Bulls, they have a lot of guys who I think Buzelis is going to take a jump next year. I think Caleb Wilson is going to be phenomenal next year. Obviously, Giddy's a guy who's going to put up numbers. I just think like Norman Powell is on a bad team, but I still don't see him putting up crazy numbers. Also, like he's a good scorer, he's a decent defender, but he's not really much of anything else. He's efficient, but he's
No,
not really going to
not amazing.
rebound. He's not really going to play make. He's kind of like, I don't know. That's why I think Bridges is better, just because Bridges defends better. It's strictly that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think he could have a good, like he could average 25, and I could be completely wrong, and Corey could be right. I just personally think even if he's averaging like 22, I still wouldn't put him above those other guys because he's not really doing anything with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so at number 12, our collective was Derek White. I had him at 11. Corey had him at 9. And Lockie had him at 13. So he's our collective number 12. Derek White. I'll go. He obviously coming off a struggle of a season. I tried not to slide him too much for it. He shot very poor. He shot like 32% from three and 39% from the field. He played with, I think he wasn't used to being the second option, which he is going to be again this year. I think Tatum is slightly a better playmaker than Jaylen Brown is. So switching them out, maybe he can get a few more looks. But also, I just believe in Derek White, and that was a bit of an outlier season for him. I think he'll be a bit better, and I think he's just defensive value and just the stuff, like all the stuff he can do. He's a very versatile player. It just made me put him above Dwight, Norman Powell, not Dwight Powell, and and Mikal Bridges. I think he's just more versatile of a player than those.
Yeah, I think like Jack said, Tatum is a much better playmaker than Brown.
Yeah,
But in saying that, I don't think Derek White can be that second guy. Like, yeah, they have Paul George now. I still think he's best in Mikal Bridges' situation where he's like the fourth to fifth guy. The reason I have Mikal above him is because Mikal is in that situation and Derek White is not. He's a guy who, yeah, he struggles in that bigger role. When he was at his peak, he was that fourth guy, fifth guy for the Celtics, and that's when his stock really skyrocketed. That's when he made those big jumps as a player, from being a guy who wasn't really known on the Spurs to being a fan favorite, and a lot of people said the most underrated player in the league at the time. But yeah, I just think he's a guy who his defense is elite. Don't get me wrong, but his efficiency I don't really see improving back to the way it was, given the fact that he's not in a situation where he has two guys drawing that much attention. He's got one guy drawing that much attention who is a better playmaker, but he's still going to have to be able to do something himself. So I think he's going to struggle a
Corey.
little bit, but not as much.
Yeah, and Corey, you had him at 9.
Yeah, I kind of don't agree. I think he might have a breakout season. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a fan of Derek White. I think he even though he did, as you guys said, he did have a terrible shooting season. I personally think he's gonna come back from that. I don't think Paul George is gonna do much. And I still think he'll be the second option. I don't know. I just have a little bit more faith in him and what he can do, especially on the defensive side. Um, but other than that, he's pretty much covered it all for Derek White. I just put him a
Yeah,
bit higher because I think he might shock a lot of people, which he
yeah.
can
So
do.
you're
It could be a one-off, but
Yeah,
I just
it's a risk,
Mhm.
but I just
a
gave him
lot
the
of
benefit
people.
of the doubt.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that about him going into last season as well. So you're thinking it's just that 1 year delayed, and he'll.
I can see why you think that. I just think given what I saw last year, it's hard to think that
Oh,
way. But I
100%,
understand your optimism and
Yeah.
100%.
And like you guys are ranking a bit more on projection. I'm not as and like based on situation. I'm not ranking as much on situation. I'm trying to rank on who I think is the better player if I had a blank team. And I
Mm.
still do believe in Derek White, even though he isn't not the best situation. I would still take him over a Mikel. So that's why I kind of just had him
yeah,
above.
I think I would rather Derek White, but
Yeah.
because
So I think we ranked a little
projection.
differently.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
our bases are
Yeah.
different, which we spoke about. We should probably
Yeah. For
set
next year,
a
but
standard next year, but it is what it is.
and
But
it's good to
shooting
have a
guard's
bit of
also
changes in lists
hard.
anyway.
Yeah.
Shooting guard was really hard because
Yeah.
all these players that are on this list, you could put them anywhere because they all could have breakout seasons. You just don't know. Like with shooting guards, it's either hit or miss. They're either playing really well or they're fucking not.
Yeah,
So
on all the other lists, there is a lot more all-star caliber
mm,
players, I will say. So our number 11 collectively was Tyler Hero.
mm.
So I had him at 9, which was the highest out of all us. Corey had him at 12 and Lockie had him at 11. I did originally have Tyler Hero at 12, and I switched it very last minute. I'm pretty sure I sent my list and then I sent Jai a different list with Tyler Hero higher. I was umming and ahhing. He was the toughest one for me to rank. I think I'd rather have the guys that I put above him to win, but I think just talent for talent, I think he just is a bit more skillful than those guys. He's a better shot creator, playmaker. He just has more of a bag. But like, I'll let Lockie talk because he's the Tyler Hero fan. He's the Miami Heat guy.
I'm not a
He's watched
Tyler
them
Hero
play for
fan.
years.
I'm not a Tyler Hero fan. I'm a Heat fan, and
I'm
he
not a
was on the Heat.
fan.
Tyler Hero. The problem with him is when he is not making shots, he is a liability. He's a negative asset when his shot is not falling. I saw it firsthand in that playing game. The amount of times this man would drive, get stripped, flop, complain because he couldn't make a jump shot. He was trying to force the ball in the paint. He wasn't trying to play make. He wasn't trying to get others involved. He was too busy trying to be that guy and he's just not. He is talented. Don't get me wrong. He's one of the most talented guys on this list, which is why I have him at 11. He should be thankful for that because after
Yeah.
that playing game, he almost didn't make the list. Um,
Oh, sorry. I had Tyler Hero at 10, not 9. Sorry.
yeah, no, I just think like he's a guy who can self-create. He's an absolute cone on defense. And given the fact that Miami is such a good defensive team, they still could barely hide him. So what he's going
Yeah.
to do in Milwaukee with that level of coaching, it's not going to look great.
Yeah.
He also, like I said, he doesn't want to be a playmaker. He can do it, but he's too busy focused on scoring the ball when he's not doing that. He's a liability. So
Yeah.
I put him up there for pure talent alone, and because I think the
Yeah.
Bucks are on a bad team. They're going to be in a lot of games where they're getting blown out, and he's just going to be able to put up 30. But does that mean anything? Fuck no. But his stats are going to look good. So I put him that high because of that.
Yeah. Mine was more pure talent alone as well. Like I
Yeah.
had him one spot above you. Um, yeah, Corey, you and Tyler Hero. Where did you have him? You had him 12. So you had him just behind Mikel.
I mean, I was gonna hate on the man, but that's already been done.
I, th-
I don't mind where you put him, Corey, because I had him at 12.
I thought about putting him at 15.
Yeah. Oh, he was as low as 14 for me at one point. But then
Yeah,
it was right
Like,
next to Norman
I think
Powell.
he's
They
going
were
to have a
right
good
together.
statistical year, but a lot of those stats will not show, like, it will not match the eye test.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't even think I could speak. I think Loki did enough of it.
I do not like this man.
Yeah,
He sucks.
honestly, I'm not even mad at what you've
He's
said.
the best. He's the worst good player in the league.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah,
best
like
liability you can have, I
it's
guess.
hard because if you're starting a franchise, you probably don't want him, but like I had to like account for some level of talent. Like he is talented,
Yeah,
but
I think
yeah,
he's like,
enough is said about
if
him.
he can be on a good team and be that sixth man like he was for us a few years ago, I think he can contribute to a championship if he's
yeah,
healthy in the playoffs ever, because he can't seem to do that for the Heat. But I don't know. I don't know.
I really
uh,
want him to see this. He never will. But
I
fuck, it
think
would
he's
be
just going to
funny.
be outstanding in that number 42 jersey.
Oh, that's another thing. He's gonna look atrocious out there.
uh, okay, well, moving on from Lockie's pure hatred of Tyler Hero, and um, at number 10, our collective was Con Knipple.
Okay.
So I had him at
Oh,
I had him at 9. Lockie had him at 9.
I don't think I had him on.
Corey did not have him on the list. All right, so
Hmm.
Lockie, you want to go first, or Corey, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'll just say I didn't watch many Hornets games. I did not look up his stats. If he is a good player,
I'll give you
my
that
bad.
now. I'll give you
Yeah,
that now. Let
we'll
me.
tell you, Con's pretty tough.
I thought actually I will take it back too. I kind of thought he was a small forward too. So my bad.
Well, Con last year throughout the season averaged 18 and a half points, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists.
Fuck.
He shot 47% from the field, 42.5% from the 3-point line, shooting 8 threes a game.
Holy
Did
shit.
he lead the NBA in threes?
Yeah, he
No,
made the
Lamella
most
did.
threes and
Did
led
he?
them in. No, he beat him by one. Con beat him in the last game of the
Oh,
season.
yeah.
Um,
I seen that.
Let me just
Con,
look.
and Con is also getting treated as a number one shooter. So that 42% is real 42%, not like a Lou Dort getting left open 40%.
Oh
No
yeah,
hate,
he's.
no
Yeah,
hate on
it's a
that.
real 42%. Like he's a shooter.
I think for me, the I put him at 9. The guy
Yeah.
I have above him offensively is very similar, but the
Yeah.
guy I have
I
above
think we
him is
have the
just a better
same.
defender. I
Mhm.
think Con's great. I think he's gonna be their guy now, which I like. He can play make, he can create for himself. He can be off the ball, on the ball. He can rebound well. Um, for his
Mhm.
size. Obviously, he's not the best defender, but I don't think he's a complete liability.
I think he's
And
okay. Like
yeah,
he's
I think he's serviceable.
average.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, he's solid. Like I think he could be a borderline all-star, maybe even make an all-star game next season if he takes a huge jump. I think he's going to be one of those borderline guys, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Con. I love Con as a player. I think him and the next guy are the two most ideal picture perfect shooting guards that you can have that aren't superstars. I think they're the mold that you want. Um, And I think the playmaking's underrated with Con. I think it's very good. It's going to be interesting now that Lamelo's gone because he's going to be one of the main playmakers. I wonder if that takes a leap or what that looks like. But at bare minimum, he's going to be an elite 3-point sniper, which is one of the most valuable things you can have in
Oh,
basketball
if he
today.
can at least be like a lights out shooter and a secondary playmaker,
Oh,
I think that's the
he
very
can,
minimum for him.
yeah.
He's still going to be very
And
valuable.
I think he has defensive potential. Like he has size. I think he can be serviceable on that side.
He's
And he
kind
can
of
be
like
like,
a Tyler Hero if Tyler Hero was good at basketball.
yeah. He's like the now generation Clay Thompson. Obviously not the defender, but that type of offensive mold where I think he can be
Hmm.
extremely impactful as a second or third option on a real contender,
I think he can even create more
depending on
for
how
himself.
he. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
he's
he's
much better of a
better,
creator.
much
Yeah.
better. That's why I said Tyler Hero because
Yeah.
Tyler Hero can create for himself. Also,
No
there
hate
are
on the
some
man.
other similarities off the court if you want to count that.
Element.
Yeah, that's the one. But anyway,
Yeah. So we'll get into the next guy because Corey, you didn't want to say anything.
No, I just no hate on the guy. I just didn't have him on the
Yeah.
list.
Fair
No
enough. Fair
hate.
enough. He was a rookie, but keep in touch with him this year. I think he's gonna have a bigger role. He's gonna be a
it
real
was
baller.
it was second in Rookie of the Year voting too.
Oh, and he probably
Yeah,
had it
he was
until
he
Flag took it over late. He was going to be the rookie of the year.
yeah yeah he
Yeah.
was really good.
Flag probably took over the
But
last 3 weeks of the season.
to be fair, I mean, I think the Hornets are going to be a lot worse next season too. So
Mm.
Yeah. They're going to be a fun spacing team. They have a lot of shooters. It's going to be interesting. They don't really have a playmaker. So if Con steps into that, it'll be cool to see that
yeah, I feel
progression.
like it's going to either be a really good or a really struggle of a year for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. So number 9, we had Desmond Bain. So I had Bain at 8. Lockie had Bain at 8. Corey did not have him on the list.
I don't know.
I can live with who else did you forget?
Con.
Con.
No, who else? Was someone else? Was there not?
No, it's just
No? Okay.
it's
I
just
can
them that
live
we've read
I
so
can live
far.
with you forgetting Con, but Desmond Bain?
I don't know. I know he's
Okay.
good. I'm not gonna hate on the man. I mean, I'm looking at my list and I did put two of the same people as my 1 and 2, but I know I changed that with Jai. But yeah, I don't know. What number are we at?
We're at number 9 is Desmond Bain. So me
Oh,
and Lockie both had him at 8.
yeah, there's a player on here that I know you probably don't have on your list. So that's probably my reasoning.
Okay. Well,
Okay, well I'll go in on
You'll see in
Bain.
a second. You'll
okay,
see.
I'll,
Jack, you
I'll
go.
I'll I'll start talking about Bain. I think Bain is very similar to Con in a lot of ways. They're both great shooters. I think they're both very underrated playmakers. Bain's shown when Jar went down in Memphis, he was able to be a great facilitator. I probably gave the edge to Bain slightly. As Lockie said, I think he mentioned a bit of the defense, but
Yeah.
even more so just the veteran presence. I think I just gave the older guy the nod. He's more proven. I think he was the Magic's best player last year, which is
Um,
big coming from their roster. I think he
yeah.
had an outstanding season, and I wanted to give him credit for that. And I think Bain and Con were clear here for me, and I gave the edge to Bain.
Yeah, like that's who I was referring to when I said offensively they're
Yeah,
very similar, Bane and Con.
yeah.
But defensively Bane's much better. Bane is one of my favorite players to use in 2K. His jump shot is automatic. And I was watching a video of yeah, T-Rex arms. I was watching a video of Davion Mitchell, and he was talking about some of the toughest guys he has to guard. And him being a
He's
smaller
strong.
defender, he mentioned guys who can shoot over him, and he said Desmond Bane. He said Desmond Bane may not be a household name, but he is a tough man to guard. So he's got respect for Desmond Bane, and Corey's got a lot of respect for Davion Mitchell. So I'm sure,
I've
I'm
got
sure he
I've
can.
I've got no hate for these two players. I just feel like the two players that I put on my list or thought about more lowered. I mean, lowered down my list that aren't even on your
Yeah.
guys' list.
Well, the two guys that you have on your list that we don't so far is
Nimhard
Nemhard
and
and Matherin.
yeah, I don't know. I there's no hate towards the guys you picked. I just didn't
Yeah.
really get an eye on them.
No,
Other
fair
than
enough.
that, they're not bad players at all. So I'm not. It's not like last week where I had
Yeah.
some arguments. There's no arguments here. That's fair.
Well, yeah. I think okay. Well, so we go Con and Bane. I like that they're next to each other. I think that's right. They're similar
Yeah,
players.
yeah, definitely.
At number 8, we have Nikhil Alexander Walker. I had him at 11. Lockie had him at 10. Corey had
I
him at
had him
7.
at 6.
I'll let you go,
Right.
Corey. You had him at 7. He is your Atlanta
Oh, yeah.
Hawk. So I'll let you talk on him.
Wait, is this 8?
This is number 8, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the player I was talking about, where I knew I would have him higher than both of you. I think just because he's come off being most improved and he's got a bigger role for my team, I think he's gonna be fucking exceptional. I think he's a great player defensively and offensively. His offensive game has gotten so much better since he's gotten some confidence and we've actually let him do what he wants to do. That's why he's so high on my list. I think where you guys have put him is fair. I just have him so high because I am a fan of his game. So, and I think being, with the last name, you've got high expectations, and you know,
Mhm. Is
he's
that is that because
my number 6.
there's another great guard with
No.
a similar last name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um. Well, yeah. I think
Wait.
Nikhil. He had a breakout year last
My
year.
number 3. For point guard.
Nikhil. Yeah. Nikhil had
Oh
a
no, I'm
breakout
not talking
year.
about him. I'm talking about the second half of his last name.
Corey Walker. Um.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, fair.
Nikhil had a breakout year last year. He actually had shades of his cousin. He was
Yeah.
more of a shot creator, which surprised me a lot. I did not know. I was not familiar with your game. I did
Mm.
not know he had that. His defense did drop a little bit compared to how good he was in Minnesota, but I think that comes with carrying a bit more of an offensive load. Pause. Um, but I love Nikhil. I had Nikhil higher, but then I had to go Bane and Con over him. I just think they're more proven. Like it was a magic in the bottle type of season. I hope he can continue it. Um, but I did have Hero just above him. I changed that last minute. I was either going to have Hero just below him in white or them two just above Hero. I changed the last minute. You could ask me now, and I'd put Hero below them.
After
But
Lockie's
yeah,
argument.
I have nothing bad to say about Nikhil except I just think the guys above him are more proven, and just a bit more talented. But I think he's a really good player, and I'd love him on any team that I could construct as that
Yeah,
third
I
or
I
function.
think he can fit on any team. With Minnesota, his defense was elite. I remember a couple years back, him and McDaniel's defense on Jamal Murray. A lot of clips going around of that. It was ridiculous.
uh,
Yeah, he's a great defender. Obviously, it's dropped off a bit. His ability to self-create, like Jack said, the shades of Shea. Um, Pretty ironic that
mhm.
they're similar. I just think for Con and Bane, the reason I had them higher is because they can do a bit more. I think they're both can do more in terms of creating for others, in terms of just rebounding, in terms of just little things like that. I think they're just more talented across the board. I
Yeah,
think Nikhil can fit into almost any situation. I think if he was on a better team, he would be, maybe that fourth or fifth guy. He would thrive in that role.
yeah.
No disrespect to the Hawks. The Hawks are still a playoff team. I more mean like a top of
That
the
was
top
very much
team.
disrespect.
Um,
And they also didn't have a point guard.
but yeah,
Yeah.
that too. I mean, I can see the argument of him being over Con and Bane, but I just think given the fact that, as I said, they can do a little bit more, I gave them the edge.
I also think like their difference in 3-point percentage isn't much. I think Nikhil was 39 and Bane and Con were both 41, 42. But I think the value of the 41, 42, where they are the guys drawing all the attention, is much different than Nikhil shooting that. And I
Yeah.
think that's the ultimate factor. They are ideal shooting guards that take all that defensive pressure.
Yeah, but I've got
They put all
CJ
that pressure
taking
on
all
the
my
defense.
shots. So what can I do? What can I do with that
You
Hawks
love you some CJ. Um, moving on the list, it's a bit interesting. We have a tie.
For 7.
So yeah, we have a tie for 6 and 7. So we are going to have to decide. I will I will read out So the tie is
We are
between
grown men, by the way.
so the tie
Oh,
between 6 and 7 is between Ja Morant and Amen Thompson. I will read out where we all had them. Okay,
I did.
so Corey, just let me speak. So I had Amen at 7 and Jar at 6. Lockie had Jar at 7 and Amen at 6. Corey didn't have either of them on his list. So
I knew I was forgetting someone. Ah,
so, so I think
fuck.
I think me and Lockie should both go.
You know what?
We should both.
Forget Con, forget Bane. Corey, what the fuck are you doing?
So
I was
I
looking at my
think
list and I'm like, I'm forgetting
Genuinely,
someone.
what the fuck are you doing?
okay, Lockie. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Let's just quickly say, I'll say why I had Jar over Amen. You can say why you had Amen over Jar, and then Corey can decide who's our 6 and 7. Okay? Okay. Okay, I'm not laughing as hard because I did peep it pretty early on when I seen the list.
Oh,
um, but I love both of these players. I love Amen. I think he's such a great. He's the best. He's if not the best, the second best perimeter defender in the league behind his brother. I think he's an outstanding slasher, an outstanding screen setter, an outstanding offensive rebounder. He obviously doesn't shoot the ball well, which is his downfall. But in terms of pure athleticism, he's towards the top of the league. I value him so much. I think there's still just he needs to create some type of jump shot. But I think there's a similar struggle with Jar. I think he also struggles to shoot the ball. But the reason I ultimately went with Jar over Amen is obviously Amen is also great in transition. He's one of the best transition players in the NBA. I think Jar's great at that too. Amen is a decent playmaker. I wouldn't say he's at Jar's level, but I think Jar's just more proven that he can be a 2 to 3 on a championship team. I could see that. Obviously, he's had some bad years, but I'm still hoping in Jar. In terms of the season they're going to have, I know Jar is going to probably have a regression of a season, but that's more based on fit than his actual talent. Um, so I could see why you'd go a man over. I did switch them a couple times, but ultimately I gave Jar just the slight edge over a man, although I love a man. But Lockie, you
amen.
can say why you went the other way.
Um, I mean, I completely agree with what Jack said. I think Ja is the more talented player, and I can understand why Jack would put him higher because he's judging based on that. I'm judging based on situation. And
Yeah.
Men, although he has his weaknesses, he's in the perfect situation to hide
Oh,
those weaknesses. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not really going to say too much more about them because Jack already explained it really well. I just think if you want to go with the guy who's going to play better next season, I think it's a Men. If you want to go with the better overall talent, I think it's Ja.
yeah.
I've written down some notes for when we go over teams, and I think there's a way that I can see Portland optimizing Ja. It just depends on whether they're gonna do that. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I think Ja's in a bad situation, but they can make it work, and I'll explain that when we go over those preseason videos and stuff. But yeah, I mean, Corey's the decider. I think.
Yeah. So what do you?
What do you value more, or what are you ranking
I'm
more on?
gonna I'm gonna put Jar at 6 and Amen at 7, just because
Okay.
Jar's celebrations are so much better, and
Okay.
I
I
do
like it.
like
A
Jar's.
true basketball analyzation right there.
I mean, who else throws a grenade in the air and covers their ears and makes it look cool? Like, let's be
Yeah.
fucking for real.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, the other thing is as well, like Jack said, Dame's going to be that kind of locker room leader for him, and
Mhm.
maybe he can sort of, if Ja like wants to really focus on basketball, Ja could be much higher on this list.
I agree.
It's just, is that going to happen? I don't know.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting. I feel like he will be better mentally, but his game will probably drop just based on the collection of the team.
I've
But
seen
I think he
people
can still
talk
be
about
effective.
how he looks a little bit less athletic after the injuries. I didn't really pay too much attention to him last season, I'm going to be honest. But
Yeah.
apparently, people are saying he's not getting up as much. He doesn't look
Well,
as explosive.
I
I don't know.
think
I wouldn't really listen to that too much, though.
Mm.
yeah, I think it's more of a lack of aggression for him than rather than the athleticism. They did a thing where
Yeah.
it was like the top 10 vertical jumps last year, and John Morant was still on that list. He was top 5 or
There you
something.
go.
So I don't think it's a lack of athletic. Maybe I think he said, remember, he wasn't going to try to dunk anymore. I think that's
Yeah,
why he thought he was getting injured.
yeah, I guess. Yeah. But I mean, the video I seen of them talking about it, they mentioned that and they said they still believe just based on his floaters and how high he's getting on his jump shot and his release. But I
Mm.
think they're just doing too much.
Yeah, and it
What
also
is he
can
doing?
come down to how hard he's playing. He wasn't playing a lot of meaningful basketball.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Um,
think that that doesn't really matter. So
yeah. Okay. Well, moving on. We're in the top five. Um,
Fuck.
as I look at it now, we all have the same top five. So it's
I
just a
had
matter of
power,
order.
didn't I?
No, you have
we
power at
all
six.
Oh, okay, good,
we
good.
all had the same exact top five.
Not in order, but we have the same
Oh,
five.
okay, okay, yeah.
Okay. So our collective
Nice.
number five is Stephon Castle. At number five, me and Corey both had him at five. Lockie had him at four. I did toss and turn between four and five. Um, yeah, we'll talk about that when we get into it. Lockie, you had him higher. You want to talk about all the things Stephon Castle does great?
Yeah. Well, I've written down some things. I mean, obviously his defense is elite. I think he's
Mm.
one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. I think he's one of the best finishers for a guard. I think Reeves is up there too.
Yeah.
Um, I think Castle, although he did struggle in terms of like turnovers and things like that. I think next year he's going to get a lot better with that.
Mhm.
The reason I put Reeves lower is because I think Reeves is going to be a great secondary playmaker off of Luca, but I just think his lack of defense. I'm a big guy and like I'm big in believing like I want guys who can defend, and Reeves just isn't that great, and maybe that's why I value Castle more. I also really liked how Castle, I can't remember what game it was, but one of the games in the finals, it might have even been that last game, he was struggling to score, like really struggling, and he still impacted the
It was
game
game
positive.
four.
Game four, yeah. He was really struggling to score, but he still found ways to contribute. And I feel like that was huge from him because if he's having games where his shot's
Yeah.
not falling, it can be really tough for him to create. And he was still out there rebounding. He's a really good rebounder. He was still out there getting his teammates involved. He was still out there pressing 94 feet. I really value Castle, and I think he's going to take a massive jump next season because he's playing with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. I think the whole Spurs team will be. So that's why I valued him more. That's not to say Reeves is a bad player because I still had him at fifth.
Yeah. Corey, you had Castle at five.
Yeah, I think the players in front of him are just that little bit better. Just that little bit.
Um, well, I may as well start with, like Lockie just mentioned. I had Austin Reeves one spot ahead of him. Um, other things I liked about Castle was, yeah, I think it was game three. He was struggling field goal wise, like percentage wise. He made a deep three. He made clutch free throws. The moment doesn't phase him, which I love about
Yeah,
him.
that's the other
He
thing.
made
He was
so
up.
many clutch free throws. He never looked like missing. He never looked like the moment was too big. He's won college national championship in college. I really like Stephon Castle. He's a really good on-ball defender, like you said.
He also got a
Struggled.
really good putback in game
Oh,
five
he's so
that
bouncy. He's so
put
bouncy.
him
It's ridiculous.
close to, I think it
He's,
was 3 or 2 points. So, I mean, he comes in
yeah,
clutch. He's all right.
I
So,
also will say he's probably like top five favorite player of mine in the league today. So
yeah.
maybe it's a little bit of biasy,
No, I
but
like him
yeah,
too.
I'm a
I did
huge
debate
fan.
this. I did debate this. Um, what was I gonna say? I can't remember. Yeah, the Reeves thing. I think obviously Stephon Castle's a lot prettier and like more entertaining at getting to the ring, but Reeves is very good at getting to the ring too. And I just went with Reeves based on just a bit better of a shot creation, a bit better of a 3-point shooter. He just does. I think he's just a slight bit more talented. But like you said, like players that struggle in a playoff series, they go one of two ways. And I think he has the mentality where he's going to come back so much stronger. It's that first wall. Ant had it a couple years ago where he sees that first playoff series where they game plan for you. They know your tendencies, and you got to kind of work your way through the mud.
This
And
was
I
his
think
first
Stephon
playoff
Castle
series,
did that.
and he was in the
Yeah,
finals.
yeah.
That's
He's
crazy.
obviously he's a bit under the spotlight because he plays with Wemby and they made it all the way to the finals in their first run. So he's getting the toughest challenge possible. But I'm very high on Stephon Castle. I love Austin Reeves as a player. And I think him and Luca are going to do wonders next year. Austin Reeves did average like 26 last year with LeBron and Luca averaging 33. I think I just slightly gave the edge to Reeves, but I can see the argument for Castle with the defense.
Well, I just think if I had to choose one of them to be my second or third guy, I'm picking Castle.
Mm-hmm.
I like him more because I feel like he can do more.
I'm
And
not
as I
mad at
said, he's
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fair.
it. That's
I
why
know
this
where
list
I
is so
have him.
interesting because they are just different types of players. Like
They're
even a
completely
manager,
different.
like
Yeah, completely
there's just
different.
so many different types. I think the top three are very similar players, but
I
the
mean, you
first,
can kind of see based on my list, I really value guys who can defend.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously Austin Reeves was our consensus four. Lockie had him at five. I had him at four. Corey had Austin Reeves at three.
I did.
So I will let Corey speak on Austin Reeves for a second.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
Corey, would you like to say who you had at four?
who did
You
I
had
have?
Donovan Mitchell at four.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say you're probably gonna swap him, or have him at two, because I think we all have a collective number one, for this list. I
What,
think you
Yeah.
can
Bronny?
go either way with those three. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Reeves more than Mitchell, plain and simple. I just like him better as a player. It's got nothing to do with stats or the
Kate
role that they're
Cunningham
playing.
situation.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
not
just
as disrespectful though. I think I disrespected Cade a bit more, but I feel like with this situation, it's really just because I just like how he is of a player. He's just a white guy who wears a headband and fucking just does what he wants to do. And I just love it. I think Donovan Mitchell is fantastic. Don't get me
Mhm.
wrong, but I put Reeves at my three because I like him more. Got nothing to do with talent.
I
So
would just like to point out, I thought this was the case, but Jack said he averaged 26 last year. He didn't. He averaged 23, 5.5
Sorry, that might
assists,
have been
four and a
before
half rebounds.
he came back.
Yeah, so a little bit worse than what Jack said, but still
I
good
think he
numbers.
struggled when he came back a bit.
Um, yeah, he struggled after that injury. Those
Why
injuries.
did I think he averaged 26?
I know he was averaging around that earlier in the season. Well,
And that must have been what I was looking at.
yeah, I mean, I'll talk about Donovan Mitchell
My
when we
bad.
get to him,
Yeah.
but
the real question is he your collective two or
I think
three?
I confused him and Devin Booker's stat line there. Sorry.
uh, so who's next? Is it
So our
Donovan at
collective
three?
number three was Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Me and Lockie both had him at three. Corey had him at two,
Two. Yeah.
who we obviously just discovered.
Mm.
I gave Booker the edge over, or do you want to talk, Lockie?
Sure. So Suns, they performed pretty well last year, given their expectations. They definitely exceeded them. Booker, yeah, he averaged 26, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Booker's been kind of a top three shooting guard for a while now. Um, he's really great. I just love to see him on a winning team. He's one of my favorite players too. I just like to see him in a good environment and a winning team. I feel like we saw him in an ideal situation a few years ago and he made a finals run. So I'd love to see that again. I know he's one of those guys who he seems like he's happy in Phoenix, but I I would like to see him get moved to a contender. And I think he has an argument to be ahead of Donovan. I don't think he'll can really have an argument to be ahead of Ant at this stage because Ant is just taking that massive jump. But yeah, I just think given the fact that Donovan's on a better team, and I also think Donovan's a better playoff performer. That's why
Yeah.
I gave him the edge. But I
Yeah.
still think
No,
yeah, Booker's clear top three in the league.
Yeah.
yeah. That's where I had to stop my Reeves, um, like my
Glazing.
Reeves ranking there. Yeah, I had to. I couldn't put him above Booker. I think for
See, I can
me,
see Luca above Shea, but
no,
Reeves above Booker.
I wasn't gonna do that. Never. It was Reeves versus Castle for me, and it was. I mean, it wasn't really Donovan versus Book. It was always going to be the way I have it, but I think it's more of a conversation between Donovan and Book than Donovan and Ant at one. But yeah, like you said, I think the playoff performances of Donovan Mitchell, I just love a bit more. I think they're very similar, but also I think Donovan Mitchell has not been blessed with the best. Like he has been blessed with good teams, but not the best playoff teams and not the best playoff players around him. Lights too bright. He's had his performances. He just hasn't been blessed with people that go with him. Um, so I hope he can they can make some changes and help him
Mike
out there.
Conley stole him in the
But
bubble.
but
Let's
yeah,
be real.
I just think Donovan's just got that tad edge over Book, and I think he has for the last few years. I think like 2 3 years ago it was a debate, but now I think Donovan's had it the last couple of years. What about
Yeah.
you, Corey? You had Booker at two.
Yeah, I I like Booker a lot. I think he's got one of the cleanest jump shots in the NBA. Um, I think truly, if I had to pick to start a franchise, I would have my one and two to pick. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, I just love him as a player, and I think he can do whatever you need him to do. Defensively, he's there, but you know, there's better. But I just think purely for the fact that he can create whenever he wants, and at the rate he can do it, and how long he's been doing it for. That's why I had him at my two. So
Yeah. So obviously, I don't know if we said it, but yeah, Booker is the clear three, Donovan Mitchell is the clear two, and everyone had Anthony Edwards at one, who I think is the definitive one. That was the easiest part of the list, writing his name down first. I
damn straight.
think he does everything those two do, and he's an elite defender.
I just want to backtrack on Donovan Mitchell's stats real quick. He averaged 28, 6, and 5 last year. And on a great team, seventh in MVP voting, All NBA second team. Yeah, he's that guy, and I think he was first in the league for a while, but now Ant is just too good.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention his stats in case people weren't aware, but we can move on to Ant if you like.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we need to say much except like we can say how good Ant is, obviously. He's an elite 3 point shooter now as well. It seems like he just watches something in the off season that he wants to get good at and just comes back immediately elite at it. I think last year it was the post game, you noticed that. The year before it was the 3 point shot. He's just a freak of nature how quickly he can pick up things. I think he's but this is his list. He's gonna run this through the rest of his well, the next 5 years at least. And yeah, I think he's an all timer in the making.
Yeah, he averaged 29, 5, and 4 last year, was still in a
Yeah,
half a game. Yeah, I mean, he obviously is just the clear cut number one shooting guard in the league. I think he's going to be even better next year if LaMelo's healthy, which
yeah.
is crazy to think.
He has never had a lead playmaker.
And like Jack said, I love how quickly he's able to grow and improve. I think that's extremely impressive for someone who's only 24, 25 years old. Around that, yeah, he's 25. He turned 25 2 days ago, apparently. Um,
Ridiculous.
so yeah, crazy.
Yeah. And Corey, you and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. I think I've fucked up a lot of um these spots, but I think I couldn't have fucked that up if I tried. So
Yeah, you got that one right. Um,
Um,
there's also
I've got some honorable mentions here as well that I wrote.
we can go over that in a second because Corey has two more guys on the list that we haven't mentioned. Um,
Oh,
I forgot to say, Corey, you had Levine at 10.
oh yeah, I like Levine.
Yeah, and then
Nothing else to it.
you had Edge come at 8.
Yeah,
So those are the two
two
that
players I
made the
like.
list. But yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
You don't
nothing
want to
nothing
go
else
into
to
any
it.
more depth why you had them.
I mean, Zach Levine was averaging fucking high 20s for a lot of his career. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I just like him as a player. So, nothing else to it.
he's got the Sacramento curse going on right now.
Pretty
Obviously,
much.
you like a big name like Levine, yeah, would typically be in this list, but he averaged 19 with like 2 rebounds, 2 assists last year. He didn't really do anything but score, which is kind of why I gave the edge to like an RJ Barrett and a Norman Powell above him.
That's fair.
Um, and then Edgecombe, I think, is a great player, but I think he's just below the guys I had in my opinion. But your list is your list, obviously.
Well, for my honorable mentions, those were two of the guys I had. Yeah, I wrote for Levine. Like he's just a scorer and can't really do much of anything else. Not a
Yeah,
great playmaker, not a great rebounder, not a great defender, and he's on a bad team. He struggled to stay healthy too as of recently,
yeah.
so it's tough for me to
Doesn't
consider him seriously. And as for VJ, I think he could have potentially been in my list if LeBron didn't go to Philly, but because he's gonna have to take a more back seat. I just feel like he's not going to really have the numbers to take over a guy like RJ Barrett who I had at 15. I just don't think they'll really compare. Um, but yeah, am I
I,
good to? Or do you wanna?
yeah, I would have I definitely considered Edgecombe.
Yeah, I
Uh,
actually had him in there, and then I changed RJ in there because I saw
yeah.
RJ's name. I was like, no, he has to be in there.
Yeah, and then with the Levine, like there's an idea, like it's been getting talked about for the last 3 years that if he goes to a contender, he can be valuable. He's just stuck on the Kings, but until we see it now, I think it's something we got to leave in the past. Like next year, we'll see he's a free agent. I think that's when we can judge it. Maybe he gets traded at the deadline, but I think it doesn't help when you're on such a poorly ran organization to buy in and do a lot of things.
Yeah. For my other honorable mentions, I had Nemhard, who we spoke about. Matherin, didn't Corey? You had him on your list, yeah?
He had a
I had him at
15.
15.
The reason I didn't have him on there is because I think he might have a good statistical year being on the Clippers, especially with the Kawhi situation if he doesn't play. I just think Matherin, the health concerns, he's on a bad team, and again, I don't think he does much more other than
Mm.
score. He's a decent defender, but I think RJ Barrett's a more well-rounded player, and he's on the better team.
One thing he does is get to that line.
Yeah, he is. He's good at that.
He can draw it down.
The other guys I wrote down Jalen Green because I did like what I saw from him last year. He looked like he was willing to buy into a role. It's just the health and his adaptations to it didn't look great, but hopefully next year he can maybe make it work. He looked much better defensively. He looked much more willing to sacrifice some things. So I thought he was worth noting down. Cedric Coward was another one. He's on a bad team. He was a great rookie last year, averaged about 13 a game. I like what I saw from him. He could potentially make a jump. And then the other one was Cason Wallace, who he only averaged 8 points a game last year in the regular season and 8 points a game in the in the playoffs. But I do think he's going to get a bigger role. How much that will go up, I don't know. But considering he is arguably one of the best perimeter defenders in the league,
Mm.
and he's also a very consistent three-point shooter, um, yeah, I would like to see him get more of an opportunity, but I just don't know if that will happen with also AJ Mitchell
Yeah,
taking
I
that
hope he
jump.
will start,
I
and I
think
hope
he
AJ
will.
comes off the bench.
I think that's what they should do. So yeah, I wrote down those guys because I thought they were worth
Yeah,
noting and they had the potential to be in those spots.
Fuck
yeah.
'em.
I also have some notes from Jai. Lockie's yours was the most consensus. You just beat me out apparently.
Again,
Um, and then it just says Corey had four different players than us, which was
to be
Edgecombe,
fair,
Levine, and
I,
Nemhard. Edgecombe, Levine, Nemhard, and Matherin, and you just left out Jara and Bain
I'd
as
just
well.
like to point out it's Edgecombe. Um,
It's
I
edge.
will not be calling him that.
in case anyone was wondering.
It's
Um,
definitely edging my cup.
I okay. Um, I would like to point out, I did say beforehand, this is a much harder list to rank, and I
Yeah, I
can
think
see why it would be much more different. I think next week's will be probably we'll probably have some more similarities, so I'm not really surprised.
I think the
We'll
small
see.
forwards is everyone has pretty much either was an all star or has been an all star for the most part. Might be some that haven't, but for the most part. Um, so yeah, that's our top 15 shooting guards. Next week we're going to do small forwards followed by power forwards, centers, and then a top 15 collective. But before we get into this draft that we are all very excited for, we have another spelling bee for Corey.
I don't have a whiteboard or anything, so this is just going to be said.
Okay.
I'm not getting out of bed.
Oh,
All right.
well, Corey and
Well,
myself, we go head to head
Corey,
every week.
I found it funny because yesterday we were all on the
Oh,
phone,
here we
and
go.
Corey said, "I don't have another Antetokounmpo for him to spell, but
There
I
is
do."
another.
You have to spell Costas Antetokounmpo.
Ah,
Okay.
the champion himself.
Yes,
The Lakers legend.
How
he
do you
was on
spell
that bubble team.
Antetokounmpo? Exactly.
No, no cheating.
No, spell it out. That is
What's
incorrect.
Not the first letter.
go, go, child, go away.
Corey,
Yes.
I will give you a vowel if you need.
No, well, I got to spell his first name, don't I?
Yeah.
Isn't it like Kotas? Costas? Costas?
I'm gonna allow you to go again.
Is it not?
You said Kotas.
AS. Costas? No? All right, go away.
Kotas.
A Costas?
K O.
Oh, S.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. My
Okay.
bad.
Now spell his
Sorry,
last
I've
name.
got a fucking child. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Not gonna lie, I would have misspelled the last name too.
Bye. Fuck you.
No, I did.
What? Antetokounmpo?
Spell it.
No,
Spell
I
the
would have
last name.
spelled the first name wrong.
Oh, yeah, no. I don't know how I forgot the S.
Neither.
A
Wait. So you
T.
spelled. Okay. You know. What? Fuck it. Just
Wait,
spell.
no. So was
Just
it
spell
a
onto the
K O
Kumpo.
S?
Just spell Antetokounmpo. Just
Yeah.
this has already been scuffed, but
Okay.
okay.
ARTEMPON.
Yeah.
Not
You're
Antarctica.
wrong. It's not an R. Um. Jack, how did you
Go,
spell?
Jack.
ANTETOKOUNMPO.
All right.
Maybe
And
I
Jack
should
wins
look out my past
again
over and over.
for the fourth week in a row.
I'm getting real good at spelling this.
This is
Yeah,
getting
that's it for the spelling bee. We're gonna move on to the draft now, which I think all
Oh.
three of us have been very excited for this draft.
Yeah,
So
before you go, the order is Corey has the first pick, I have the second pick, Lockie has the third pick.
we did randomly generate this ahead of time. So for what this draft is, this is an all-time draft. Everyone you can draft is in the peak of their
Career.
career. What we are drafting is a starting lineup and a sixth man consisting of professional athletes who have never played professional basketball. So this can be a football player, a soccer player, a tennis player, whatever you want. It
Yeah.
could be a professional darts player. It doesn't matter. They just have to be a professional athlete. They have to be considered professional athlete. And we are drafting a starting lineup and a sixth man.
Slash
Corey,
coach.
Corey, you are on the clock with the first pick.
Yeah.
I'm
You cannot
very
pick two
curious.
players from the same
Oh,
sport.
yes,
They
you
all have
also,
to be from a
if you
different sport.
draft a football player, you cannot draft another one. I'm
Well,
referring to NFL player. Just
funny enough that you brought up NFL because I'm going to pick the GOAT himself from the NFL. My shooting guard is going to be Tom Brady.
Oh.
Okay.
And what type of attributes does Tom Brady bring to your basketball team?
Accuracy. He can
Oh,
perfectly throw great passes to the rest of my beautiful team. He's also he's a bit slow and unathletic, but
I have seen his combine.
I mean, shit, he is the go. So
He's got a bit of Larry Bird in him, I feel like.
he is
Both from
perfectly.
Boston. Both
He's
played in Boston.
he's just my first pick, and I don't think
Okay. Oh,
there is a better player for
I can
NFL.
breathe a sigh of relief. Okay, for my second pick, I'm going to take a leaf out of Corey's book, and I'm going to draft a six man
So.
slash coach. This man is single-handedly responsible for the New York Knicks championship this year. I'm going to draft from the WWE, Danhausen, the Manhausen. You are all cursed, and you are all screwed.
He's just gonna stand in the corner
Good
and say,
luck.
"You
Good
are
luck.
cursed."
If
Fair.
we need a sub, we have plenty of mini Hausens. we we have the big black cat. We have whatever you want.
okay.
Good pick.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Corey stole my first pick, and I'm a little upset about it. So I'm gonna have to pivot into a similar player.
Ooh,
I'm going to take an NFL player too. I'm going to take a man who can improvise. A man who will be throwing no look passes, left, right hand, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes.
respect.
My pick was my next pick, but I couldn't let Danhausen fall.
Yeah, he was
You
my
could have.
he was my next.
There's no way he wasn't being my first overall pick.
Now,
He just
now
won a team a championship.
this pick is simply a defensive pick. Because Jack took Danhausen, I have to take somebody who's going to be able to stop the curse. And if anyone can do it, it's this man. This man is going to be probably the best defender in the league. Because when your team has the ball, all of a sudden the gong will hit, the lights will dimmer, and before you know it, he's down the other end throwing it down. I'm taking the Undertaker.
Mate, the Danhausen beats the Undertaker.
He does not. He does not. Not at
Wow.
For those of you who
WrestleMania.
don't know, Danhausen famously cursed the Knicks in the playoffs this year. They started off 0-2. He then uncursed the Knicks. The Knicks won the series. They made it to the conference finals. He then cursed the Cavaliers. The Knicks swept the Cavaliers. And then the Knicks won the NBA championship. Danhausen has the most basketball experience out of anyone that we will draft today. And that is why he was my first pick.
Mm.
Okay, for my second pick, let me look at my notes real quick because I only really remembered Danhausen. That's all I really wanted. Oh, yes, I forgot about these options. Okay, I'm going to draft a man who you can draft for a number of sports. He's one of the best professional athletes you'll ever see. He's just recently retired.
Oh my God.
And I am going to draft UFC heavyweight champion, NCAA Division 1 wrestling champion, WWE champion, NFL practice squad player. For MMA champion, I'm going to draft Brock Lesnar.
I regret taking the Undertaker.
Yeah, I was just about to say, that name because I was like,
Good luck getting around that screen.
Yeah, fuck, that's a really good pick.
Okay.
And he's athletic. He can move his feet. He's mobile.
He can do a moonsault off the rim.
Yeah.
And almost break his neck.
Dunk, shatter the backboard. Corey, it's on you.
He'll probably get fouled out in the first 6 possessions, but
Mate, it's a celebrity game. There's no fouls. And Danhausen can just curse the referee. So.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck. I've got 2 players in mind. I just don't know who to
You
pick.
have 2 picks, Corey.
I know, but
Yeah, you can pick them both.
they're two.
You could pick them both.
Two of the same sport, so it won't work out.
Okay.
But I'm gonna pick my center. He's from WWE. He is fucking ginormous. I am picking the Great Khali as my center.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. The
You're gonna be
shot
chopping the ball.
He's gonna average
be a defensive
50
anchor.
blocks. He's gonna average. He is not coming to the offensive side because he won't know what the fuck's going on.
I have a lot of WWE guys written down. I'm gonna go through them after the draft.
Yeah.
But there were a lot missed, but there were a lot
I
of
think they were the best player pool to draft from based on the sheer size and
just
magical
based on the
abilities
pure
of the players.
athletic side of things. Yeah, definitely.
So Corey, did you pick 2 people?
No, he's got another pick.
No, you got another pick. Okay.
I do.
I love this draft. This is the best.
It's like athlete. Can you do like high jump and all that good stuff?
Yeah.
That's an athlete.
Whatever you want.
All right. I'm gonna pick the. Well, I don't know if he is anymore because he's old as fuck, but he's not. He's in his prime at this current period of time.
Yeah, it's all
I'm
in the
picking for my small forward. I'm picking Usain Bolt because
Yeah.
he's just gonna get.
He was on my board. He was on my
Easy
board.
He was
lay.
on my board too. He can dunk too.
Yeah, he did play in a Celebrity All-Star game.
traveled
But he did
into a
lose.
dunk.
He did lose to Kevin Hart in a race.
That is true. Yeah.
That's,
So
Jack's on
I
the
don't know if those Olympic gold medals are actually legitimate, but let's be honest.
fair.
Because honestly, Kevin Hart has beat Usain Bolt in a race and almost beat Draymond Green in a 3-point contest.
Kevin Hart, he did beat Draymond. It was robbed, and he's
Yeah.
also a 4-time celebrity game. One of the greatest athletes. I think he's more athletic, a better athlete than Brock Lesnar. Let's be real.
I recently found out that he says jokes. I just knew him for his athletic.
I just know him for being a great basketball player.
Yeah. Nah, fair.
I've only
Muggsy
just
Bogues
seen a
gets all the
movie, and he
credit.
was just
Muggsy
a
Bogues,
character.
5 foot whatever. Kevin Hart's smaller. does more. Okay. Well, you really okay. I want to bold as my small forward. So I'm going to go with the greatest of all time at my small forward. He'll tell you himself. I'm going to take Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
That's a good pick.
So what was that?
He's a
Zlatan
soccer player.
knows the best.
Ah, okay.
Zlatan will tell you how good he
He's
is,
he's
and
about
he is that good.
6'4", 6'5". He's Zlatan's one of the goats. Now I'm got back-to-back picks here.
Yep.
I see Patrick Mahomes as a forward because of his size. I see Undertaker as a big. I need some guards. This first guy is the goat of his sport unanimously. He has elite hand-eye coordination. I think it would translate well to shooting. He's also the most the most dangerous driver, whether it's down the lane or on the highway. I'm taking Tiger Woods.
Oh, and he did go into them woods. Oh.
He's going to be a lights out shooter. If he can hit a golf ball that accurately, something I can't do, I can make 3-point shots. I can't hit a golf ball. So he's obviously going to translate to a lights out shooter. He's going to be a threat coming down the lane. No one's going to want to see him driving. Everyone's going to be terrified. So
That is a
he's
great
my
pick.
next pick.
That is a great pick.
He's also, like Andre Iguodala, got ice water in his veins. He's got that clutch DNA.
Respect.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
How are you
Now, my
gonna follow
next
up that?
pick is arguably the GOAT as well. This is a man who has also elite hand-eye coordination, has elite reaction time, and I think he will be the best perimeter defender on this draft. He has elite endurance, elite lateral movement. I'm taking Novak Djokovic.
I thought about him.
He's going to run around
Yeah.
every screen. No one is getting around this man. He's going to be an absolute workhorse. He's going to be running around screens like Steph. And again, hand-eye coordination. He's going to be a lights-out shooter.
And I think the Joker is just such a cool basketball nickname. Someone should take it.
That too.
Okay. I cannot let this guy fall any lower. I need my Matthew Dellavedova. I need my motivator. This guy is an ultra marathon machine. I'm going to take David Goggins. My team is just going to have so much grit, so
Who's
much
gonna carry
grit.
the boats?
He might not be the best player come first quarter, but by the end of the game, he will be more fit than anyone.
Holy
He
shit.
won't quit.
Imagine David Goggins hyping up Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
We're
mate,
fucked.
mate.
We're
He is the most
fucked.
elite. Do you think he won't put the time in to make a jump shot work? This guy is going to shoot 5 million jump shots a day. What's your excuse? Who's going to carry the boats?
Oh my god.
I respect it. I
That's
can't
brilliant.
be mad.
As soon as I thought about him, I was like, he's not going to think about it. I got him.
I did not think about him at all.
Oh,
Holy
what a
shit.
lineup.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
that is so good. Corey, you got back-to-backs now.
Okay, so what do I need? I need a power forward and
Just as long as Tiger Woods isn't driving on the roads, David Goggins is running on at night, I think we should be good come game time.
Oh, I'm just trying to. Okay, so I'm gonna go. What do I have? I got a point guard, a center. Who else do I have? I got a small forward, so I need a shooting guard and a power forward. Okay, I'm gonna go for my power forward. Someone who hoops. Someone who, you know, is pretty good. And I don't know him much as a tennis player because I don't watch that fucking sport. But I'm gonna pick Nick Kyrgios
Oh,
as my power forward.
he was on my list. He is a hooper. And he's a friend of the show.
That's true.
Indubitably.
Shout out to Jamal.
Please come on.
Maybe he'll get on the show once. Him or Dyson Daniels, one of them.
Fuck, I can't believe none of these players have been picked. I'm gonna pick someone who's fit, fucking can run, kind of like David Goggins, but not at all.
Serena.
Huh?
Serena Williams. Oh, you just drafted a tennis player. Sorry.
That's true. That's pretty good. I'm gonna pick Ronaldo as my shooting guard.
He is very athletic.
It's extremely athletic.
So,
I like that pick. That's a good pick.
He knows how to get back on defense and get straight into that stance. He knows how to,
Imagine the
two-way
scene when
player.
Tom Brady throws a lob to Ronaldo and they both hit a suey.
Yeah.
shooting speed is gonna be at
Okay.
my fucking games. That's
I need a center.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to take a mammoth of a human being. I'm going to butcher his name,
I think I know where you're going.
but I'm going to take strongman Thor Bjornsson,
Yep.
the mountain.
Yep.
Because I need an interior
How tall is he? Like 6'9"?
presence. I think he's
Oh.
6'9", 6'10",
Yeah.
and he's about like 650 pounds. I may be exaggerating.
Right. No, he's around the 500.
All right.
Pretty big.
So
I think he's around 500 pounds of pure muscle.
I'm back in the clock. I got back-to-back picks here. I need another forward, and that's where I'm going to go first. I'm going to go with a man who I see as just a complete player, a glue guy. He's going to be like a Scottie Pippen, but with a jump shot. He also has elite hand-eye coordination, elite reaction time. He can do everything on the court. I'm going to draft Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. Not
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. A good to pick.
Right, let's just act like we didn't hear that. What's your second pick? We've lasted 5 episodes before you did.
My second pick, my last pick. I can go two ways here.
Oh, yeah, what do I want from last pick?
I can either draft a guard or a forward.
Oh, God.
I think I will go guard. I'm going to take. Listen, I've got Patrick Mahomes. He has a great
Oh, I
case
didn't
for the
think
GOAT.
about
Probably not quite. I have Undertaker, arguably the GOAT. Tiger Woods, the GOAT. Novak, arguably the GOAT. Shohei, arguably the GOAT. I'm going to take the GOAT of soccer. I'm going to take Lionel Messi. Imagine the dribbling. Imagine him running the pick and roll, hitting the gaps. Imagine him as a playmaker, as a guy who can score himself. He's going to be my spark plug off the bench.
Respect.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I need a point guard because I have pure just every other position nailed. And I think I'm going to draft out of the NFL. This man has some of the best footwork I've ever seen. He's one of the fastest players in the NFL, one of the most athletic players in the NFL. He can pass, he can score, he can do it himself. I'm going to take Lamar Jackson.
Respect. Not bad, not bad.
Because Lockie pokes Patrick Mahomes and I couldn't pick it. But Lamar is the better athlete.
So what, I got my last pick, do I?
So on defense, he is going to be solid. Lateral movement, spin move. Yeah, Corey, go on.
Last pick, yeah?
Yep,
Mhm.
the whole
Yeah,
draft.
you gave me a good idea with the strong man. And I'm gonna pick for my six man the guy who was one of the first to lift 500 off the ground for deadlift. I'm gonna pick Eddie Hall as my six man.
Oh, I was hoping you'd go with Arnie.
Nah.
I'll get back on the defense.
Oh wait,
This is
Can
the
I-
most racist episode we're doing.
I swapped my pick.
Watch
Please.
No,
Arnold
you can't
Schwartz.
swap your pick.
Damn it! I was gonna take Chris Bumstead, but it's alright. It's alright. I'll
That's
stick
Arnold
with it.
Schwartz. Arnold Schwartz.
All right, so we'll go. Corey, you were the first pick. What's your starting lineup and who's your sixth man?
I think that's I did it in order. I think Tom Brady's my point. Um, fuck, I forgot my team already. I didn't get a chance to write it down. So, um, what do I have? Fuck,
You have Bolt.
yeah. Bolt's my three. I've got Nick Kyrgios as my four. I got Carly as my five. Eddie Hall is
And you got
my
Ronaldo at the two.
he's my two. So I've got Tom Brady, Ronaldo, um, Usain Bolt, Nick Kyrgios, Great Khali, and then Eddie Hall.
Nice. All right. What about you, Jack?
Crazy team.
All right. First of all, my coach is Danhausen the Manhausen, and these are his player housens. At point guard,
No one's gonna get this.
that point guard, for like I just said, he's probably one of the best for. I think he's faster than Usain Bolt, basically on that Kevin Hart race. Lamar Jackson, elite spin move, elite jukes. He's going to have a mean Euro step. He can do it himself. He can pass. He's a bit of everything. He's going to be an elite defender. At my shooting guard, I have a pure workhorse. Matthew Dellavedova, a motivator, a talker on the court. He's going to communicate on defense. David Goggins. No excuses. At my three, the star, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He's king of the long shots. He's just a great finisher inside, a great finisher from outside. Everything you need. At my four, I have Brock Lesnar. He's going to be an elite screen setter. He's going to grab every rebound, every loose ball. And yeah, he's just going to win the physicality battle. And at my center, I have Thor Bjornsson, who's a 6'9", 500-pound strong man,
Respect.
who's also going to be setting screens and rebounding the ball.
Okay. Well, here's my starting lineup. At the one, I have Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be throwing no-look dimes, left, right-handed. It doesn't matter. He's going to be the leader of the team. He's going to be hitting my shooters, my scorers. At the two, I'm putting the man you don't want to see coming down the free. I mean, you don't want to see him coming down the lane. I'm taking Tiger Woods at my two. He's going to be lights out shooter. He's going to be a threat driving. My three, I got Novak Djokovic. He's probably going to be my point of attack defender, guarding people full court. No one's going to get around him. He's going to be a workhorse. He's going to be running around screens, you know. On my four, I have Shohei Ohtani. I just looked it up. He's 6'4", 210. Pretty solid. He's going to be setting screens. And down there with him is the Undertaker. Where anytime he's going to set a screen, he's just going to hit someone with a choke
Yeah,
slam. And then on defense, how are you going to score when the lights aren't even on? I don't know. And then off the bench, I got the spark plug, Lionel Messi, just because he's just the GOAT. Um, so I'm going to get into some honorable mentions, some
Oh,
people we forgot.
I do love the idea of someone having a wide open 3-pointer, the lights cut out, and Undertaker is right in front of them.
That's what I mean.
Doing this.
That's what I mean. He's going to be right in front of their face. The lights are going to go out. Undertaker's hanging on the ring. He's dunked the ball. Imagine the
Yeah,
scenes.
you can go over your.
Imagine the scenes when Novak Djokovic is running around a million screens and Patrick Mahomes throws a no-look left-handed pass to Undertaker. He catches it and windmills on someone's head. So yeah, I'm gonna go over the honorable mentions now. So for hockey, I wrote down Wayne Gretzky. He's just
The
the
GOAT.
goat of hockey. He's an elite playmaker. Playmaker can score himself. I just
I
thought
think he's tall as well.
he is pretty tall. I just thought I got Mahomes. Also think Messi's just a bigger household name. So respect to him, but for WWE, ones we missed,
Oh,
Omos. Omos, he played college basketball. He's also 7'3". He was probably the best player to draft, but that's just not fun.
I don't know. Andre the Giant, man.
There's him.
He would have been a problem.
There's John Cena. How are you going to guard someone you can't see? Thought about guarding him, but I just like the defense of the Undertaker a little bit more.
Yeah, I like
Um, there's
Danhausen's winning mentality.
Yokozuna. I don't see how anyone's stopping him in the post.
He's not
Um,
running though. That's the issue.
the other one, Titus O'Neil. He's compared to Kobe Bryant for a reason. Oh, that was an incident off the court. Oh, sorry. Paul Heyman was another one who he's not really a wrestler, but I thought he would be a good coach. But we ended up doing 6 men who were playing, not 5 players and a coach. Did anyone else have anyone written down for WWE?
Randy Orton from out of nowhere, chase
That
down
one.
block,
Yeah.
out of nowhere steal, out of nowhere fast break layup.
I also thought
Fish
maybe
wife.
Hulk Hogan, but I think he would just be too selfish of a teammate, and he
I
wouldn't like a lot of the better players in this pool.
I also think Rey Mysterio would be an elite point guard.
That's a fair estimate.
He would be super fast.
For soccer, I wrote down
I only had Zlatan.
Thibaut Courtois. Imagine him as a rim protector. I mean, I have the Undertaker, so I don't need him, but he was an option. For those who don't know, he's a goalkeeper, one of the best. He's also like 6'8". Um, so yeah. For the NFL, there was Miles Garrett. I mean, we've seen
Well,
him in the celebrity game.
freak of
He's a
nature.
freak.
He's the NFL's Brock
There,
Lesnar.
there was two who were actually like really good: Antonio Gates and Jimmy Graham. I also wrote down a few others. I wrote down LaShawn McCoy, one of the most evasive running backs. And if the for some reason the roof's not on the building and it starts snowing, it's even better. I wrote down Emmett
O-
Smith. Emmett Smith, because he can hit the A gap like a motherfucker. Imagine him in the pick and
Um,
roll. I also wrote down
OBJ off a lob,
OBJ for lob, yes. Um,
one-handed yam.
there's another man who would have been great as a coach. I'll let Jack say for the
Oh,
NFL.
for the NFL, you could have picked. I think it was Carolina Panthers practice squad player. LeVar Ball would have been a
It,
great motivator.
it would have been too unfair because he would have beaten
Yeah.
MJ 1-on-1.
He's better than Prime
It,
MJ, so it
it
would.
just it,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been right to take LeVar. The other NFL guy, Spice Adams. Now, if you don't know who that is, he played in a celebrity game. Um, One of the greatest basketball talents I've ever seen. Again, it's a similar vein of LeVar, where it wouldn't be
For,
right drafting someone of that caliber.
for those of
Um,
you who don't know, he's the big fat guy that just trolls and shoots over the backboard. And like, he's on Instagram.
he played
Google it.
9 years in the NFL.
I had no idea until
Um,
Lockie told
there
me
was
before.
other one for MMA. There was a recent clip of him floating about of him going up against Rudy Gobert, Cyril Gahn. He's actually a really
No,
talented
he got
basketball
buckets on
player.
him.
Um, Yeah, I mean, I've seen clips of him from even before that. He's the interim heavyweight champion of the world. The other one was John Jones, just his size and reach. Imagine him on defense
Imagine the IQ.
and the IQ. He'd be probably a dirty player, elbowing people in the post, things like that.
He would be
Probably
stumbling
taking him
around.
out.
I also thought about Batista for MMA if I couldn't get Lesnar. Just a sheer big man.
Yeah. Didn't he play for the Lakers?
Batista.
Yeah.
I think on one episode of Rory did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. For boxing, I wrote down Muhammad Ali. Imagine his
Oh, the
footwork down low.
footwork.
Down low.
I wanted to get him.
And he'd be floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee.
I did want to
The
get him.
other one, I was going to draft this guy as my coach. When we did it. Now this team is a lot of high IQ players. I didn't think I needed a high IQ coach. I needed an energy guy, a guy who was going to keep vibes and morale high. I was going to draft for professional boxer Deji Olatunji, um, one of the best humans to ever walk the earth. But
Vibes would be on.
basketball ability, he's shaped like the ball, so I just didn't like it. For high jump, this guy was in the celebrity All-Star game as well.
The Italian guy.
We'll go with that. Um, just extremely athletic. I don't know how to say his name. I'm not even going to try. No
Yeah.
disrespect.
I
Um,
have one.
yeah.
For darts, there was an elite sniper. His name is Tim Pussy. His nickname is the Magnet. I think it's the best name in sports. And he just missed out on my team. I think he would have been an elite sniper.
Well, there you go. The other one for swimming, Michael Phelps. Just insane
Hell no.
athletic ability,
Staying away from the water.
insane,
Stay,
insane length.
stay on land.
The other one, which we didn't really think about, was esports. Imagine Ninja at point guard. Imagine the comms on the court.
Imagine him running into a Brock Lesnar screen.
The other one, who I think if I was going to actually draft pure talent and basketball talent, Dr. Disrespect. He's 6'8" and beat Zach LaVine in a shooting contest. I mean, he's a freak. Then the other one who he's not really a pro athlete, and I tried to find a way to draft this man because he is the greatest athlete to ever walk this earth. Tyler Toney, the man behind Dude Perfect. Um, he just is an all sports star.
Maybe he
Those
can
were
make the YouTubers draft if we
yes,
eventually do one.
those were my honorable mentions.
Okay. Well, those are our teams. So we're going to put it up on the Instagram, and everyone can vote who had the best team. There is no way to judge this. Whatever team you want. There's no scale. There's however you want to judge it, you judge it. That's all we can say.
Pretty much, yeah.
Um, yeah. So that's our draft. Before we get into the last segment of the joke of the day, there's been a couple little moves around the league. I guess we'll touch base quickly. It's nothing crazy.
Um,
Dylan Brooks re-signed with the Suns.
73
Good
million over
deal.
3 years. I think that's
Yeah,
good value.
yeah, good value. Najee Marshall also extended with the Mavericks, which I think is a good deal. Played very well.
Yeah.
Another one, Lonnie Walker signed with the Denver Nuggets, which is interesting with the whole Peyton Watson thing. If they are going to be able to afford him. Obviously, he was only 1 year, 3.3 million, but they're already in the luxury tax. So who knows what happens there if it's a Christian Braun trade? I don't know. But those were the three moves of the week that happened.
Um, Cole Anthony signed with Melbourne United
Yeah, he did
in the
come to the land
NBL.
down under. So be interesting to see how he goes. He's a bucket.
I think
Wonder
he's
how it
going to
translates to FIBA ball.
destroy the NBL. He's just too athletic.
Yeah.
Um,
in his prime
I,
too.
just too big and
I
athletic
liked him on
as a
UNC.
guard. The other one I saw, Wemby was training with Hakeem, and
Yeah.
Hakeem was charging him $100,000 a week. I think it's
Good
wild.
value.
I'm very curious to see how much this helps Wemby. He's trained other guys in the past. So yeah, I think Wemby with his
Yeah.
motor and his willingness to improve, I think will be huge for him.
Shout out to Akeem for helping the younger generation.
Yeah. The
Not
other
being
one,
an old man hater.
I I thought this was crazy, by the way. They released all of the top 10 2K ratings for different attributes. For vertical and driving dunks, Stephon Castle is not on either. I thought that was extremely disrespectful. When they released the vertical top 10, Castle commented on the post, I mean, I guess. Also, Kashad Johnson, Miami Heat legend, he commented, I'd be grateful with a 10B honorable mention.
Yeah.
Um,
What about Shaden Sharp? Was he on either list, or was
no,
he on the? He must have been.
no,
Shaden Sharp was not
either.
on either list.
Yeah, yeah, it was ridiculous. You can
I
go
think that's worse than Stephon
check the
Castle not
NBA
being
2K Instagram to see. Um, yeah, I mean the ratings are just ridiculous.
Watch Shaden Sharp and Stephon Castle highlights, everyone, and tell me that
Yeah,
they're not top 10 in the league.
it's crazy. Um, I don't get it, but I don't make the ratings, so what can you say?
Yeah. Anything else?
That's
Pretty
all
not
I have.
much happening. So yeah, this was our video. We'll end with a joke, but yeah, we'll be back next week with top 15 small forwards, and we're gonna have a
Oh
quiz
wait,
that Lockie's gonna prepare.
I had another bit of news. It wasn't
What?
really NBA related, but did you hear that like there was some scientists, they actually combined the DNA of a cheetah and a crab? Things went sideways really fast.
We'll see you guys next week.